Hello, my name is Elizabeth Cashdollar, and I'll be presenting my scenic design of Little Shop of Horrors by Howard Ashman. I proudly represent Troop 8742. Thank you. The first thing I'll be showing you is my board. On my board I have the pictures I used for inspiration and the final floor plan of my model and set. Okay, so on the floor plan I put the Mushnik's flower shop in the far right corner because I want it to be more separated from the rest of the set because it's a place where most of the emotional scenes and the climaxes of the show happen. An example of this is Somewhere Green, when the scene Audrey dies in. So over here is a platform. It's 8 feet tall and 14 feet long. I wanted to use it so we had different levels in the set so they weren't all just on ground level. So up here is kind of what I was thinking is like Crystal and the trio of that trio could be up here for most, like during when they're kind of narrating the show, and then they come down here to show to differentiate between their two characters. And this is a picture I drew on the most to make this part of my set. I love the color scheme of it. Okay, so down here is my model, and to make my model I used thicker foam for the base. In the original show this would be, unless it's on like a raised platform, it would usually be wood. And for this one, for the rest of it I used a thinner foam for it. So on this platform right here, this would be mostly wood, and this front right here would be wood and foam, like the drawings on it, the painting to be in wood because it's easier to paint. It just has a better finished look, in my opinion. And over here, the flower shop would be made from foam. With wooden supports, and the floor from wood painted over. And these right here would be made from a mix of wood and metal, just to give it a more metal look as well. Right here, this is the display table for this flower shop. And this right here is the desk for the flower shop. We can use it. So for the curtains, I used dowel rods to make it. In the show, these would be, in an actual set, these would be metal. Sometimes they can be wood, but most of be metal to hold it up. This is 10 feet tall and 20 feet tall and 22 feet wide. And this one is also in the actual set. Here it's 11 inches, 10 inches, and 11 feet long. And this one is 17 inches long, or 34 feet. And this one is 10 inches tall, or 20 feet. So the fabric I used for it was this black fabric right here. There'd be more layers so it's not as see-through, because this works better. So we hot glued it and bunched it up just to give it more of a fabric effect on here to make it look more like curtains instead of just scraps of fabric glued onto wood. So I have this cabinet in here. It's one of the first of the script requirements for the show. So I used it as a place where the plant can come through as it grows bigger and becomes more human-sized, and a person actually needs to crawl through it and be able to maneuver it. And so it's big enough so Audrey can go out because she's eaten by the plant in Somewhere Green, and she goes out head first. So I wanted to make it big enough so someone could safely catch her from the other side. So it's 3 feet tall and 2 feet wide. And there's a door right here. It's also shown right here in the model. And it's the door Mushnik goes through, the owner of the flower shop. It's behind it is said in the script that is its office. It just exits out to the backstage, and it's a door so he can use to show that he's going through his office to the audience more clearly. So for the backstage, there's 6 feet left for the backstage. So that's the area right here on this, the backstage. It's also shown right here. Then this is the audience area right here. The stage itself is 30 feet long, the wings being 2 feet each. So for this is the platform right here. The only way up to this top platform is by these stairs right here. I didn't want to put stairs in the back to eat into away the space the actors have backstage to get ready and move props. So they can come up, there's an entrance right here, they can come through to go up the stairs. So the color scheme for the show, I want it to be very contrasting. So for the shop, I want it to be where it's kind of more of Seymour's happy place. So I wanted to make it more brighter colors like brown and golden hues. And I made in contrast, I made the rest of the set in silver, gray, and white and greenish colors. So there are there's 6 entrances to this stage. So there's these 2 entrances from the wings. They're about 2 feet wide and run across the side of the set. And they exit into in front of the shop right here and in front of the stairs right here. So there's an entrance that goes through under the platform right here and out right here. And they can walk up the stairs from there. There's an entrance right here. And there's another way to get over here from here as well. From this tunnel right here to over here. There's this door right here as well. Those are the main ways to get on and off the stage for the show. So my theme for the show was relationships. I also showed that in the color scheme and also how it's set away from the show. So as I mentioned before, the shop is Seymour's happy place. And Audrey and Seymour try to convince themselves the relations that they have in the show are positive. Like Audrey's relationship with the dentist and Seymour's relationship with Mushnick, who he sees as a father figure, although the relationship between them is more materialistic, and the relationship between Audrey and the dentist is a non-healthy relationship. And this is where the main relationship that goes between Audrey and Seymour, that takes place during the shop. And when it comes to fruition in the climax, when Audrey dies in the shop at the end of the show. So I really wanted to highlight that in this. So here's my artifact binder. See, I have the title in here. So this is my first sketch of the floor plan. There's some things in here I've taken off. There's no numbers on it because it's just a rough sketch of it. Here's some pictures that are on my board that I put in my binder for my inspiration. So this is one of the more finalized drafts of the floor plan. You can see because there's some things that were in the other one that are gone now. And these are my script requirements. In conclusion, I based my set off the theme of relationships. And I showed that in the color scheme and the different levels of height throughout the show. Thank you.